Connect family. And yes, we are back with another amazing show with some more boss babes that you have to know about. And I'm super excited about this woman that's going to be talking to us. So why not get into it?
Let's get into it. Well, first, before I get into that, I know that you were up to some fun this weekend, Miss Stichiz, and you spent some time in Houston at the Awakening event, Stormy Wellington's annual event. And I know that was going to be fire. So she actually invested $1.2 million into this experience. So in addition to our other hosts, Michelle Hammonds and Natalie Cargyle, were also in the building. So we all want the tea. Tell us about it.
Everybody that was a part of putting it together, it was beautifully done. The aesthetics were beautiful. Some amazing speakers, as well as Miss Cardone. Grant Cardone's wife was also one of the guest speakers. So a lot of powerful women just speaking. And one of the main takeaways that I got was you really have to get to a point to where you set your mind to it. You decide that a change has to happen and it has to start with you. So there were so many other things talked about, but big shout out again to Stormy and her whole team for that event. Yeah. She says it's not an event, it's an experience.
We love a good experience. So these in-person experiences can really be so electric and powerful. I know you already shared a little bit about a big takeaway for you. And since we're now thankfully going into some more live experiences, if you will, what do you think was your biggest takeaway from it?
The big takeaway, I think, was that exactly, like just getting to that point to where you decide what it is that you want to do and decide that you're going to do it. Make that decision. And of course, Tracy, we definitely want to send some love out to our breast cancer survivors. October officially marks Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So shouts out and salutes to all of our breast cancer survivors who are watching. And there's something else I really have to mention is making some big changes. Tracy, you know about this, so can I spill the tea? Most of you know us as the Connect Show, but we're trademarked and we're officially going to be leveling up and stepping up. So we are officially now the Connect Network.
Yes.
Big things, big tunes. It's official, the Connect Network. And we thank all of our viewers for connecting with us. Yeah.
Right, because that's what it's all about. So let's just come in strong and let's get into all the things because we've got a lot to get to today. So our first guest is here to help you identify whether or not you are in a narcissistic relationship. Oh, yeah. So anybody at home thinking, oh man, my business partner or even my spouse or someone that you love and care about might just be a narcissist, then this is for you. Help me welcome confidence and wealth coach, Tierra Wommack. Hey, Tierra.
Hi, ladies. So excited to be with you.
What would you say, in your experience, what's the number one way to handle a narcissistic relationship, whether it's in business, marriage, friendship, and I guess a twofold is, why don't more female entrepreneurs talk about this?
Dealing with a narcissist, whether in professional or your personal life, is not to feed the disorder. They feed off of making others feel bad about themselves, creating conflict and problems where there weren't any prior. So if you understand what not to do in regards to refraining from reacting, then many times they will turn elsewhere for their supply. But in addition to that, it's about educating yourself on those tactics that are used so that you know what to look for. Or maybe they're a martyr narcissist where they're a pillar in the community. They come off as so sociable and outgoing and friendly, but behind closed doors in those business walls, so to speak, or in your home, you're dealing with a different type of monster. So a lot of these women aren't even sure what they're dealing with.
So a lot of times there's an assumption made that, once we reach the top, everything else in our life is going to just be so much easier. But clearly that isn't the case, and especially when we have a narcissist in our life. So can you talk on that a little bit about exactly what happens and why?
As a female entrepreneur, you can feel overwhelmed. And a lot of people don't discuss that aspect of success. They think about bills will go away, debt will go away, all these problems will go away. But instead, you may start dealing with the complexities of business that weren't necessarily there in the first place. And that also can cater to those relationships. They feel, that kind of like, how is it that I have this dream business, this 7-figure business, I've made it, but I still am starting to not really like that business.
Right. We hear this term a lot, narcissist. What is that? Define what that is really quick.
There are so many different definitions of narcissist, but just in a nutshell, it's someone that lacks empathy for others, someone that is always putting their needs before the needs of others within their lives.
What are signs that your business or personal relationships need to change?
I would definitely say, from a personal standpoint, when the interactions that you're having are not feeding into you, they're not pouring into you, they're not empowering you, you are starting not to like the business, that baby that you've created. Sometimes we have to take a step back and really reassess what's going on.
So we want to know how people can definitely keep in contact with you and how they can stay connected with you.
Well, thank you. So you can connect with me at www.thebravewaytribe.com. Also on all social at The Brave Way. And on top of that, for those who want to dive a little bit more into recognizing the narcissist in their life, there's a great resource under the books tab on my website for you to take a look at.
Oh, we love this. And I know everyone is diving into that right now. So thank you so much, Tierra, for being with us this morning. Make sure, Miami, that you stay tuned because we have so much more that we are diving into this morning. But first, we're going to check in with our friend, Miss Yvonne McGuire, and her TikTok tip of the week. What you got for us?
Hi, I'm Yvonne, and this is your TikTok tip for today. Want to make sure that you always put a text cover or title in front of each video, so when someone clicks on your page, they just navigate a lot easier and they can find whatever video they want.
Welcome back, Connect family. Your girl Stichiz here, and of course, Miss
Tracy Campoli. Hello, everybody. Welcome, Maya.
So our next guest is Olivia Odileke, also known though as the Campus Coach. For over 10 years, she worked as an educator and then actually became a national teacher trainer. Has led her to become an expert in effective engagement strategies and the tech tools educators can now use to really drive student learning and curiosity. So ladies and gentlemen, introducing Olivia Odileke.
Odileke's in the house.
We are so glad that you're with us here today, Olivia. We want to dive right into it. So you talk a lot about fearless educators. Can you explain to us exactly what that means and why it's so important today?
Think about your favorite teacher and how did that teacher engage you? So answer that question for me, then I can answer your question.
Mine was actually really open. Thinking of my favorite teacher, they were really hands-on.
You know, it's so funny. So mine is actually the opposite, which is very telling of my personality. You know, get creative, do the work, and just gave me a sense of ownership of my work and my education, which I really appreciated.
Yeah, engagement can look different on different levels. There were a lot of fearless educators that were created because they decided to learn new tools to help reach their kids. And they also probably talked on the phone to their kids a lot more than they did before. I think of someone who's really trying to transform learning and teaching, whether that's on a one-to-one connection or that's engaging students in interactive and hands-on lessons.
So you would say engagement is really important, would you?
Well, that's really one of the biggest problems we're facing right now with learning is that often engagement is not present and people don't find the joy in learning. So you have a lot of people dropping out. And how many of us have been a part of very boring classes just because you didn't take the time to know your audience, you didn't take the time to learn what their learning styles were, or just take the time to know how to pronounce their name the right way.
I love what you just said, though. I mean, that it might seem like a small detail, but it's a big deal. My daughter's name is Luciana, and everybody wants to call her Luciana. She's only 2, and I'm already teaching her like this. I'm like, what do you do if someone calls you Lucy? And she goes, listen, you know, got to start them young.
Actually, I like to say there's a book actually called My Name is a Song. And her name was very complex. And so she would tell her friends, here, think of my name as a song.
I love
and then people could remember it better. That's why one of my missions is to really transform education by creating these fearless educators.
Nice.
You know, I know that you recently conducted a survey and you asked teachers some really difficult questions about, you know, what's going to make teaching easier for them. So can you tell us a little bit about what you found from the results of that survey?
When they sign in, I like to ask some questions. I'm a data person. I like data. And so one of the questions I asked is, what would make teaching easier for you? What is one thing, if you knew how to do that one thing, it would make teaching easier for you? I was shocked with the results. Over 55% of the teachers stated just the ability to create engaging and interactive lessons would make teaching easier for them. We just need some fundamental help. And so that's why I actually developed a course in order to help with that. And if you want to know more about that study, they can visit oliviaodileke.com and you can get the free report that also identifies the other 4 things that teachers said will make teaching easier for them.
We do want to give thanks, especially during COVID. We've seen the importance of a teacher, an educator, just stepping up and doing what they can. So we do thank all of our teachers who are watching. And you also mentioned about a course. You wrote a book. Yes. Oh, well then, she's ready and prepared.
The Beginner's Guide to Nearpod. I'm actually a certified trainer for Nearpod. It allows me to collect data from everyone. It allows me to differentiate my content and to really promote those higher order thinking skills. So I wrote it because it transformed my teaching, and I wanted to help other educators use this tool because a lot of people have access to tools, but unless you really know how to use it,
right,
you lose it.
And they can find that on your website as well, eh?
Oh yes, they can find that on my website at oliviaodileke.com. They can click where it says online course. And we got a little special going on for those who listening today, only $29.
Yes, honey, we love that.
Plus, they can get a free ebook of the Beginner's Guide to Nearpod, a tool for transforming virtual teaching.
Wow.
So I'm looking at the Connect show. I need my free online course.
Yes.
They just need to put at Kampu Coach on Twitter, and then the first 5 people will get access to the course for free.
So generous. We love that. Everybody get involved.
Yes, get involved. Thank you so much, Olivia, for all that you do and all that you invest into our kids and to our teachers as well. So thank you. There is more, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Olivia, thank you so much again for joining us. So she's looking for that 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So we're looking for you. She's going to choose that winner. But we're just getting warmed up. Don't move. Before we head out, I think it's time to check in with Sandy Glent. So you can slay your Saturday. Sandy Glent, help us to slay Saturday now.
Sandy Glant, and I'm back with another Slay Your Day Saturday. This week, I want to share a little something different with you. I have 5 questions that I want you to ask yourself before you start the new week to tap into high performance and productivity. All right, question number 1, what are my achievements this week? Number 2, what action steps moved me forward this week? Number 3, what sucked up my time this week? Number 4, what are the tasks that I should have finished but didn't? And number 5, how can I improve next week? Use these tips to help you start to tap into your work-life balance and set you up for a strong week ahead. I'm Sandy Glant, and I'm so excited for you to slay your Saturday.
So our next guest is the powerful powerhouse. She helps health coaches and alternative wellness practitioners grow to 6 figures organically as being one of the fastest growing female entrepreneurs in the health and wellness business coaching industry. Please help me welcome our friend of the show, Miss Kristin.
Hello, everyone. So happy to be here.
So how did you take what you learned from working at such a huge company that maybe we've all heard of, aka Twitter, and then go to become a successful 6-figure earning health coach?
Yeah, so I was so grateful to work under some of the best mentors and colleagues during my time at Twitter. The biggest thing was that I learned how to develop a really intimate customer experience. And so I was able to embed that in my health coaching business. So I wasn't just splashing content everywhere. I was literally getting in there with my audience and understanding truly what was going on for them and listening to them and treating them as an individual.
Does general marketing and business strategies differ in health coaching spaces specifically?
Definitely. Sharing all their stories with you, you really need to treat your entire, your experience in your marketing and your messaging and posting as very intimate. And you really need to speak from your heart, I believe, like really telling your story, being willing to open yourself up and getting vulnerable so that it then invites your audience to also feel like they can get vulnerable and tell their story. It's really like taking care to what you're talking about and knowing that people are sick, they're in pain, they're scared, and you need to tweak your messaging. You need to really take into consideration compliance and being clear on what it is that you can or can't say or promise. Otherwise, you could have really disappointed clients or potentially face some legal issues. So that's a really nuanced thing that we teach our students to be very cognizant of.
The last 2 years or so, I think, as a health coach myself, like people are really seeing that, health is truly the best investment that you can make. Are you noticing over these last 2 years that there's a bigger demand for health coaches?
Yeah, you totally get it, Tracy. It's like, I believe that that's part of the silver lining in everything that's happened over the last 1.5 to 2 years, is that if anything, it's elevated everyone's awareness of how fragile and important their health is. I believe that if you don't have your health, you don't have a full life. Just in like March and April of last year alone, our students have some of their biggest revenue months ever. In a time where so many other businesses were contracting and experiencing very low revenue months, our clients were just getting, sales calls booked left and right, clients joining their programs, highest revenue months ever during that time because of that. So it's huge now, it was huge then, and it's only going to continue to expand, which is super exciting for this space.
Kristin, what would you say are 3 things that you think coaches really need to be doing within their businesses to meet their demand?
So in order to stand out in the marketplace, if you're a health coach or a wellness practitioner right now, know that people have many options right now, but you can literally have virtually zero competition for your business when you are hyper specific about what you do and who you do it for. That thing on everybody's mind, the biggest question when they're evaluating hiring you or somebody else is, but can they help me exactly? Like, do they really understand what's going on for me? So be clear on who you're speaking to, and you're literally going to magnetize and attract people who are already looking for you just through that. And the second is to really feel that level of confidence that there are so many people right now who need your help. So there is more opportunity and more abundance than any one person could possibly ever take on. So know that there are so many people out there just waiting for your next message to land for them.
Nice.
And then the third thing I'll say is to show up consistently. Consistency is so key in business. When you're repetitive about your message and you're showing up time and again, psychologically, your name is going to stick in their mind. They're going to think of you as their solution to whatever they need.
Kristin, I love what you said though, and just to tack onto that, it's your unique perspective. Oftentimes when people are just getting started, they think like, oh, this space is too competitive or there's too many people. I'm like, there's only one you.
Nice.
So it's a really key point to remember. So I know that you're on a mission to really make an impact on the health coaching space. So tell us a little bit about your mission.
Yeah, so our big mission is to really help health coaches and alternative wellness practitioners worldwide and make a measurable impact on today's disease epidemic, because every single person that you help, there's a ripple effect, right? Their friends, their family, their colleagues see them get better. So every single person you help creates that effect, that magnification effect. And that's what gets me up out of bed every day, to know that we can help that. And we see it happen every single day with our students, and just can't wait to continue to see it magnified.
Thank you so much. Please follow her on Instagram. You can see her website right below. Definitely stay connected with Kristin. She's a wealth of information and health and wellness. We have more for you when we come back, so don't move. Stay connected.
Want to be a legit party planner but don't know how? Partypreneurs 101 is for you. A 10-week online course unlike any other. Get paid to do what you love and be your own boss. Learn more at thepartypreneurschool.com.
Welcome back, Connect family. And we are wrapping up the show with some official amazing boss babes. This young lady is not only an artist, a musician, but also a philanthropist. She has a huge heart, and she also used to hold, well, she still can wear a crown and hold sashes, honey. A good friend of mine, Miss Siraj Burton, all the way from Haiti. Hello, Siraj.
Hello. So let's dive into it, Siraj. How long have you been doing music? And do you have any songs out right now that people can stream to get to know you even more?
You know, it was a very hard moment for everyone. It was a hard moment for me too as a new artist, because I was so excited with everything happening, and then boom, start over. But this year, 2021, I started extremely fast. I've put 7, 8 singles out in this year. Yeah, and I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep on putting music out and out and out and out.
And speaking of music and songs, one of your songs, I had the pleasure of speaking to you about it on iHeart's 103.5 The Beat, and it was related to Haiti. Can you talk about that song, Haiti?
I think the song is beautiful because you can feel that the words are genuine. You can feel what I feel for my country. And I know that Haiti is going to stand up. We are going to stand up because Haitians, we are resilient. We never give up. So I put it out literally in 2 days, and I had a concert in Miami like 3 days after, which is when I spoke to you, Stitch, and I just sang the song for the first time, and it was so beautiful and so amazing because actually everybody was raising the Haitian flag. It was an amazing moment for me, really.
I know that you obviously are promoting Haitian culture through your music. Can you tell us a little bit more about the importance of that and why that's so in your heart?
So I started my music in Spanish, but I did not want it to be something detached from my essence. And my essence is that I'm still very attached to my culture, to my Haitian culture. So I decided to put up a little bit of, besides the rhythms and the tambour and all the Haitian music, into the Dominican and into the Latin music. I started singing in Creole, and they actually love it.
And something else that you love and that we see that you're extremely passionate about is giving back. And you have an initiative, Siraj for Purpose. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you guys do?
Over 10 years, we've been working with kids. We have different programs, back to school, Christmas. We have lessons we give them during technical classes. You know, we do a lot of activities with the kids, and it's a really, as you said, it's a passion for me. It's something that I do with my heart, and I will always do no matter what I'm doing in my career or in my life, because that is something I would never stop doing.
Speaking of help, how can people help and support what you're doing in your initiative, sis?
Well, people that are interested in helping me and helping the nonprofit, you can visit us through Instagram or the webpage. My name is Saroj, Sarodj. So Siraj for a Purpose is the Instagram, and sirajforapurpose.org. It's the nonprofit webpage.
For sure. Well, everyone make sure that you follow Siraj, check out her foundation, because she's doing amazing work in the world, and it's something that we all need. So this has been so amazing today. Make sure that you follow all of our guests today to keep up with what they've got going on. And if you're enjoying all of this girl boss magic, like I know you are, catch up on all of our past episodes over on our YouTube channel. You can binge watch them Netflix style over on Natalie's Network.
And if you are watching right now and you're like, I can totally showcase my brand, I'm ready to be on television, why not be on the Connect show? We are waiting and want to see you and showcase you. So just head over right now to theconnectonline.com. Again, theconnectonline.com.
Yes, and thank you again for being with us today, Siraj, because also you are this week's Music Pick of the Week. Yeah!
Oh my God!
So how about this, sis? We won't introduce it. We'll let you introduce the song that you've been talking about. Take away.
Hello everyone, I'm Siraj Bertine. I'm an artist, I'm an ex-beauty queen, and I represent Haiti with all my heart. You're watching me through the Connect Network TV.
Parti la messe glodous, mais nous pas qu'à quitter le pays.